Hello and welcome to Today in History for December 29th. I'm Michael Powell. On this day in history, many years ago, a terrible massacre took place. I'm talking about the U.S. Army's massacre of the Sioux Indians at Wounded Knee. On December 29th of 1890, one of the final chapters of America's long Indian Wars, the U.S. cavalry killed 146 Sioux at Wounded Knee on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. Now, throughout 1890, the U.S. government worried about increasing influence at Pine Ridge of the ghost dance spiritual movement. This movement taught that Native Americans had been defeated and confined to reservations because they angered the gods by abandoning their traditional customs. Many Sioux believed that if they practiced the ghost dance and rejected the ways of the white man, the gods would create a new world and destroy all new non-believers, including non-Indians. On December 15th of 1890, the reservation police tried to arrest Sitting Bull, the famous Sioux leader, who they mistakenly believed was a ghost dancer, and killed him in the process, and this only increased the tensions at Pine Ridge. On December 29th, the U.S. Army's 7th Cavalry surrounded a band of ghost dancers under the Sioux chief Bigfoot near Wounded Knee Creek and demanded that they surrender their weapons. But as that was happening, a fight broke out between an Indian and a U.S. soldier, and a shot was fired, although it's still unclear from which side the shot came. A brutal massacre followed, in which it is estimated that almost 150 Native Americans were killed. However, some historians put this number at twice as high. Nearly half of them were women and children, and the cavalry lost 25 men. The conflict at Wounded Knee was originally referred to as a battle, but in reality, it was a tragic and avoidable massacre. Surrounded by heavily armed troops, it's unlikely that Bigfoot's band would have intentionally started a fight. Some historians speculate that the soldiers of the 7th Cavalry were deliberately taking revenge for the regiment's defeat at Little Bighorn in 1876. Whatever the motives, the massacre ended the ghost dance movement and was the last major confrontation in America's deadly war against the Plains Indians. Conflict came again to Wounded Knee in February of 1973, when it was the site of a 71-day occupation by the activist group AIM, American Indian Movement. They were protesting the U.S. government's mistreatment of Native Americans. During the standoff, 2 Native Americans were killed and 1 federal marshal was seriously wounded, and numerous people were arrested. And that massacre occurred in 1890 on this date. For today, in history, I'm Michael Powell. Won't you stop back again tomorrow and see what's happening on that day in history? Till then, watch what's coming up next